Hey Hebrew fans, this is Todd. So I finally broke down and ended up paying eBay fees or eBay prices for an Evil-Lyn. So I'm going to open her up in a few minutes. But before we do, let's do a walk down memory lane of all the different Evil-Lyns throughout the years. So let's set her aside. So the first one we're going to talk about is the one that's the 80s style. And you can see her right here. Now this one right here, I actually added my own Batman cape from the Michael Keaton Batman. And I added a thing to hold her knife that I took from the 2000X series, because I thought the knife was really cool to add to her. So, and this is actually a commemorative, so it's not the official 80s, but it's based on the 80s. And in the 80s, they had two different wands, a glowing one and a non-glowing one. I went and found a glowing one from the 80s and gave it to her so she can have the cool glowing wand. Now, originally, all this was a repaint of Tila with a new head. We knew when Tila came out and she had the pinkish skin color and she had the white and gold, and they just basically re-released the same figure with a new head and didn't give her her armor and called it Evil-Lyn. But then gave her a cool wand and a cool backstory, and bada bing bada boom, Evil-Lyn was born, and she was yellow. So then we had the 2000X era, and we had a grayish Evil-Lyn, and this is probably my favorite rendition of Evil-Lyn. And we know that her dad was the faceless one, so her motif is very similar to the faceless one's style. And then we had our Classics Evil-Lyn, and she came in just like the original, a nice yellow tint, and kind of a really fun throwback to the 80s figure, and we really liked her a lot. And she also came with her bird. So this was her bird that she came with. There you go. And the bird did include the armor. So if you wanted the armor for Tila's bird, you had to get two of these, so you'd have the armor and stand to use with Tila's bird as well. So that kind of stunk. So I did find myself getting a second one just for the bird and selling an Evil-Lyn without the bird just to recoup. So, still, very cool Evil-Lyn. And I really liked the highlights they had, like the shininess on her bracers and stuff. That was really cool. So there we go. Then later on, we got a new Evil-Lyn. And this one was based kind of on the 2000X loosely, but not totally. And this was it was called Battleground Evil-Lyn. So here she was, and she included a cool cape. Well, I liked the cape so much, but if you put it on the blue one, it just didn't match. It was the wrong color. So I grabbed an extra cape, and I ended up painting it blue. So here's the blue one that I made. And then I painted this right here, kind of bluish silver, so that this Evil-Lyn could now don a cool cape. There we go. How nice is that? Now they also came with all kinds of different staffs, short and long, which was kind of cool. And then we had the weapons pack one, which had different endings on it. Now they had two different things on here, a green one and a glow-in-the-dark one. You get the glow-in-the-dark. Oh, I got a glow-in-the-dark one right here. There you go. There's one of the glow-in-the-dark ones. And so you could swap off the toppers for which one you wanted, the green or the glow-in-the-dark. So that was kind of fun. And so then I have all these staffs to use with Evil-Lyn, depending on how you mix and match them to use. And then, of course, the cool short one, too. So, there we go. That was the two. Oh, also it came with this head for the second Battleground release. Now I decided that I wanted a better 2000X Evil-Lyn. So I decided to make my own. And here is my 2000X Evil-Lyn. And if you take a look at the original Evil-Lyn, a couple things. One is her knee things. You can see that I added on there. And then her skirt. Let me take off this cape because she didn't have the cape then. And so I added the skirt, and I actually just used the skirt right from the 2000X and just popped her open and put the skirt on and closed her back up. And then I stole the knee pads from this Evil-Lyn, the 2000X one. But the problem with the knee pads is the knee pads on this one aren't the same. You got a long one that goes all the way to her ankle, and you got a short one that goes to her pockets on her special pocket boot. Which they made this boot bigger because it held the computer chip originally for Tila. So that's why that boot's bigger. So if you tried to use these two, they'd be uneven on here. So you have to select either 2 shorts or 2 longs. So anytime you had to make a custom Evil-Lyn, you had to use 2 of these to get the leg pieces. And then I also very carefully cut out the skull right there and then placed it right in there. As you can see, this one did not have that, just had the open cleavage. So that was also it. And then of course I used one of Beastman's armbands, painted it black, and stuck it around her neck as her choker. As you can see here, she does have a choker there. I did try using one of these chokers one time and it just snapped. I've also used O-rings. I made my own choker one time, but I thought, you know what? I kind of think that's kind of cool using Beastman's arm cuff for a choker. I saw someone else do that works good. And then of course I added the Adora's gun holster, wrapped it around her leg twice, added an O-ring so it secures the knife in place, and now she has a cool knife holder that she can pull out her knife when she's ready for battle. So there you go. And I also made her own cool 2000X looking staff with the spikes on it, and you can see the difference between the 2 different staffs. And so this is actually made from Hordak, and I think that's it. Then I cut off the top and did some paint on it, I think. I can't remember exactly. But there you go. There's my cool staff for my 2000X Evil-Lyn. And I also got her a nice tall bird stand that I made on my Shapeways. So now she can now have a nice tall bird stand like they had in the 80s. Oh, there goes the dominoes of Evil-Lyns. And then, if that was not enough, I also found this cool bird that was made after the same birds, and this purple clear bird, I pretend like she uses this to you know, fly and soar to see things in other places, and then comes back into Evil-Lyn. So there you go. There is my history of my Evil-Lyn so far. And of course this is my go-to one because she's just so cool. I think she's cool. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you like my 2000X version of Evil-Lyn. Maybe the thick choker's a little much. I should have gone with the thinner one, but it's what I'm using for now. So then Super 7, actually I take that back, Mattel gave us an Evil-Lyn, and it's this one right here. And you can tell if it's Super 7 or Mattel by a couple reasons. One is the size of the pegs. The pegs in Super 7 are smaller, and they also have ratcheting. So this was actually made by Mattel, not Super 7. Even though, if you look at the face, you would almost guess the quality of Super 7 because it just did not come out very good. Mattel, what were you thinking? But other than that, she looks really cool. And she did come with this cool cordite crystal, which I did end up scoring a second one so I could put it with my other Evil-Lyn. And she has this short staff instead of the long one. And little short boots that she has. So there is our Filmation. And then Super 7 gave us the 5.5 Evil-Lyn, which this Evil-Lyn I really like a lot. I mean, Super 7, you guys did a great job on her. I mean, granted, she still has the legs that will break easy, just like we saw some other figures. But her aesthetic, even her face, it was a great paint job on this face, which is surprising. And she has the same little weird hands that they had in the original 80s. Which, come on, Skeletor, don't fall down. Which is kind of funny. You know, they're kind of like, hey, kiss my hand when you're kneeling kind of look. You know, but one thing that was kind of nice too is the original 80s figure, the hand closed all the way around. So you could only fit in weapons that had a straight shaft and nothing on the bottom. With this Evil-Lyn, they actually open the thumb up so you can actually put different weapons in there besides just a straight shaft. So, there you go. There is the history of all the Evil-Lyns, which there are a lot. Oh wait, I almost forgot. Oh, I had to get this rock candy one. There she is. She's so cool. This was a fun one. You guys have probably seen her in some of my videos in the past. For some reason I had some crazy thing going for Evil-Lyn. Evil-Lyn love, if you will, for about 3 or 4 months, and that's when I bought her. I'm over it now. I don't have Evil-Lyn love anymore. She's still cool, don't get me wrong, but I just don't have the same feeling for her I had before. She's just, it's Evil-Lyn. Anyway, so here's the new one. Here's the back of the box. Now, I did buy myself an eBayer, and I'm a little disappointed because there's a big old cut all the way on the back of the box. And I guess that's what you get when you buy things from people on eBay, right? Anyway, the good news is her helmet is straight. I was afraid her helmet would be shifted. I see a lot of them online where the helmet is shifted over to one side, and so I'm thankful this one's not. And of course she has some cool graphics right there. And it includes the comic book. And we'll see if we got the rare Chase comic or the regular one. Let's go ahead and open her up. And I know you can always use the bottom, but I'm going from the top. I like opening from the top better. Just seems to cause less damage on the poor little comic. Card back to save for later. And let's compare the comic book to the other ones. And nope, it's the same. It's the same as all the rest. I did not get the Chase one. Now, if you guys do have the Chase comic, find me on Facebook, send me a picture so I can show everybody on YouTube what it looks like. Alright, there she is. She looks so small. Let me get my scissors out here. I don't know why she's been so hard to find. I mean, I've been having a hard time finding her. Right now, they have her on sale on eBay.com for $14.90 something. Or not eBay, I'm sorry. Walmart.com. So hopefully the time this video airs, you guys can still go to Walmart.com and pick her up for 14 something. Less than 15 bucks. Don't use the eBay scalper prices. I'm kind of kicking myself for doing that because they actually had her on there the other day for less than I paid. And I probably could have got her shipped to me about the same amount of time that I got this one shipped to me. So I'm a little disappointed in my own choices. But let's line these knees up. Alright, so let's go and talk about her. First of all, she has ankle articulation, massive ankle articulation, boot cut. She has the knee bend, she has the flabby knee over the top. I might buy a second one to fix it, I don't know, maybe not. Leg up here, the waist turns, shoulder, the arm rips off, so you can do some cool interchangeability with other figures that are females. Her hands move, elbows, shoulder, and her head's not loose. Those are all good things. Now let's get her staff open. See if I can get this open without causing any havoc. Now, I don't know if this glows in the dark or not. I should have prepared ahead of time with my black light. But I will do a future video on a follow-up and let you guys know if this glows in the dark or not. And that would be so cool if it was a throwback and it did actually glow. I would love that. I'm sure most fans probably would love that. Like, yeah, it glows in the dark like the 80s one. But again, only some of the 80s ones glow in the dark, not all of them. Hey, I got it out without damage. Look at that. I'm becoming more patient, maybe. Alright, so let's go ahead and stick it in her hand. And you can see it actually is bigger around than the old one from the 80s. So the actual staff itself is bigger around. The color's very close, and again, I don't know if it glows in the dark or not. I'm guessing probably not, otherwise I'd advertise it on the box, because that'd be a huge selling feature. Staff really glows. But anyway, there she is. Alright, you guys. That's pretty much all that I have. Before we go, though, for those that are in my class, I did go ahead and put these Horde Troopers up on eBay. So if you wanted to order these, they are on eBay right now, waiting to go. I'll put the links in the bottom in the description. And just for fun, this was the leftover parts that I just kind of threw together. And you can see, you know, he still kind of works for what he is. Just no sidearms. So what I did for those that just tuned in and don't know what the heck I'm talking about is I made a custom leader trooper by mixing some parts using the heat and pop method. And so basically he has sidearms and white boots instead of a normal Horde Trooper. And then I took some parts and made a He-Man disguised so his stomach is not shown with the robotic pieces. I used the heat shrink tubing on there, and I used the piece that was already painted skin color for his neck, and just basically put it together. And he also comes with a spare helmet, so you can hold it in his hand, or you can swap the head off. And for those that were watching the original video, I did add the leg O-rings in there. So for preventative, I went back and did that. And for his head, it was a little wobbly, so I added some O-rings on there as well to fix the wobbliness. So there you go. Ugh. All right. Thanks for watching, you guys. Like, subscribe. See you in class next Saturday. And that's all I got. Bye now.